So recently, we heard from Green Party leader Elizabeth May saying basically everything is fine after the NSICOP report came out, suggesting that some Canadian elected officials had been basically traitorous to our country, giving information to China. So May said, don't worry about it. But then NDP leader Jagmeet Singh was like, hang on a second. There are some concerns here. Probably one of the only times that we'd actually would agree with the NDP leader. And then Justin Trudeau, Prime Minister, was asked about it on CBC recently. And then he said to the response to the reporter's question, well, I actually didn't know that Jagmeet Singh raised this as an issue. So what the hell is going on? Hello, I'm Adrienne Batra. With me are Warren Kinsella and Brian Lilley. Three party leaders, three very different answers, three different responses. Boils down to one remaining thing for me, Brian. Give us the names so we can operate within and put some daylight on this thing.
Well, absolutely give us the names, but that won't happen. And our Sun editorial the other day nailed it quite succinctly. We're not going to find out because Justin Trudeau isn't interested in having the public get to know more about this. He never has been. He didn't even follow up on Han Don when he was warned about that. He just took the information, said, okay, didn't say a peep or follow up about it until Don was gone. Why? Because the Liberals are the party with the most to lose on this. That's not me saying, oh, there's nothing to see with the Conservatives or the NDP. Trudeau actually said in his interview with David Cochrane on CBC, he would be wary of any party leader saying there's no problems in their tent. Okay, I take that. And I've spoken to people who say going back not just years, but decades, every party has been impacted by foreign interference. That's all true. But in the current context, Justin Trudeau has been the biggest beneficiary in the 2019 and 2021 elections, and he doesn't want to put anything more forward. He should. We should get to see the names. We should get to see the full unredacted report, is my view at this point. But he is going to do everything he can to keep that under wraps. Remember that NSICOP report, the National Security and Intelligence Committee of Parliamentarians, that's not a committee of Parliament. That reports directly to the Prime Minister. And it was the Prime Minister's office that decided on the redactions, what to release, what not to release. That tells you an awful lot.
You know, Warren, I think we can, think about it as sort of a pox on all their houses in a way, perhaps maybe not the Greens, but I think that there are such big questions. I don't, however, know if Canadians are getting this engaged in an issue than perhaps we are in the media or others. I think Canadians are thinking about other things that affect their daily lives. They just think about an election every few years, and they go and they do their thing, and it is what it is. What is your view that Canadians are engaged in this, or is it just us in the media getting amped up about it?
I think you're right, but it's not the particular issue, it's the general issue. And I'm going to read you something. You guys tell me who said this. We committed to set a higher bar for openness and transparency in Ottawa. Government and its information must be open by default. Simply put, it is time to shine more light on government to make sure it remains focused on the people it was created to serve. You. Who said that?
I know.
The young man in the front row.
Justin Trudeau.
Justin Trudeau. The very first thing he did as Prime Minister, 2015, open letter. It's on his website, the Prime Minister's office website. It's there right now. The young man in the front row, Brian Lilley, got it. Justin Trudeau said that. Instead, he has presided over the most secretive, the most untransparent government, I think, in any of our lifetimes. Remember the old saying, it's who you know in PMO? Well, now it's, we don't know what's going on in PMO. That's the legacy of these guys.
And I think, Brian, we recently talked about how low the Trudeau Liberals are in the polls. Yeah, they may pull off a by-election win, but I think, for Canadians, it's sort of the totality of everything that's gone on. It's not It is the death by 1,000 cuts. It's the embarrassments. It's the international failures. It's the domestic failures. It's the taxes. It's the spending. It's the inflation. All of this compounded. And then on top of that, we have this question mark of whether or not our elections have been safe and secure. We've heard about it for years down in the United States. Interference, Russian interference. Canadians probably know more about that than they do actually what's going on here. And in part, that's because there has been such secrecy around this, thanks to the current Trudeau Liberals not being so forthcoming. Last word to you.
Well, there's some people that still think Russia was a major player in interference in Canada. Why do they think that? Because of what happened in the United States. Any expert official that's looked into this will tell you Russia, they're not overly interested in Canada. They generally want to undermine Western democracies and faith in democracies, but they're not out there trying to pick who our next prime minister is. China, they were definitely doing that, and they have been the biggest player. But it's unfortunate that a lot of the media in this country until very recently, paid more attention to Russian interference in the US election than they did to our own. That has changed, and that's a good thing. The Trudeau government is not getting support from anywhere except that one Dale guy who supports everything Trudeau does. Every major media outlet has said, release the names. We need to know more information. So Trudeau should get that message. Of course, you won't get the message that it's time to leave and step down as PM and its Liberal leader. So it's doubtful he's going to take this message.
Yeah. Well, let us know what you think in the comments below. Like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go to theTorontoSun.com. You're going to find commentary and coverage there from Warren and Brian. You won't find that anywhere else.